Just when you thought it was safe to return to the internet, a wild podcast appears. Greetings and salutations, people of the internet. This is Master RBG, and welcome to the third episode of Random Encounter Podcast. Whew. Okay, well, we have a fair bit to try and get caught up on here, so bear with me. Let's see, items of note. Okay. Well, of course, first and foremost, we must address the birth of a new internet meme. For the latest DLC for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has given us sword games on motorcycles! Yes, it's a thing that exists. Also, bizarrely, this also means that at least part of Mario Kart 8 is canon for Zelda? I mean, at least the Master Cycle anyway, because that's apparently a legitimate thing now. Who knew? Maybe this will finally pave the way for Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Future. It could be a thing. Might still happen. We don't know. At least not for absolute certain anyway. Okay, let's see, what else we got? Oh yes, the latest Death Stranding trailer. Absolutely no one understands it. Nobody. I don't understand it, you don't understand it. I think the only person who actually knows for certain what's going on is Kojima. Not even his own team has any idea what the devil he's going on with on this. Because seriously, in interviews and stuff, they don't freaking know! Which really means either Kojima really is an eccentric genius type, or it's just so mind-boggling they can't grasp the concept. One or the other, I suppose. Or maybe a little bit of both? Might be both. Not sure. We'll see how that one plays out. Oh, back to Nintendo news real quick. So, the Nintendo Switch, to the surprise of absolutely no one, is still selling like gangbusters. And it has now officially surpassed the lifetime sales of the Wii U in Japan. Okay, granted that one's not much of a milestone, but you know what is a milestone it managed? It has actually managed to become the fastest selling console in the United States. Ever. Now, do bear in mind that's home consoles. It does not include the likes of the Game Boy, the Nintendo DS, or the Nintendo 3DS. Which seems a little weird given that it is a hybrid console, but hey, it's already surpassed one half of its lineage there. I mean, it surpassed home consoles. Now it just has to wait and see until it can surpass portables as well. If it can manage it, which it might. You never know at this point. They are doing pretty darn well so far. Okay, and now for a subject that I'm a little more at home with, indie games. Now, 2017, despite various other issues throughout the year, was actually a pretty decent year for indie titles. But I'm not doing a top 10 list of those. No, because that's not how I roll. How do I roll? I like to look to the future rather than look to the past. Unless it's Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time, but that's another subject altogether. Now, there's quite a large number of upcoming indie games to look forward to in 2018. Let's see, there's The Pedestrian, which is a rather cool little puzzle platformer. We have Donut County, which has you playing as a movable, I guess you'd call yourself a black hole? I don't know, you're more like one of those Tex Avery cartoon black holes. You know, the kind that you can just slap on a wall and boom, things will fall into it like it's a real hole. Let's see, we have Watam, which it's really hard to describe what it is. It's a game made by the guy who made Katamari Damacy. So if that gives you any indicator for how weird this is gonna get, yeah, that. Let's see, we have Jenny LeClue, which, oddly enough, I first learned about many years ago. dear lord. I was working retail. Ooh, that was a while ago. But it's a really cool puzzle adventure game. It's a point and click, but it has multiple endings. So that's going to be pretty cool. Let's see, we have Witchfire, which is a dark, gritty, fantasy, first-person shooter with like magic and demons and all kinds of other stuff, which really is quite cool. We have Fee from my buddies over at Zoink Games, being published by EA of all people, so a bit of an odd beast, but I'm told it's going to be in the vein of kind of like a Legend of Zelda style game, except you're playing as whatever that main character creature is. It's an artistically stylish looking game. It's very different, and I kind of like where it's going. Just saying. Let's see, we also have Indivisible, which is really, really cool. It's... okay, you know action RPGs? Well, this is kind of like an action RPG, but it's a side-scrolling RPG. Well, like a side-scrolling beat-em-up with RPG elements. Like, if an enemy's weak enough, you can just beat it up in the overworld and you never have to bother actually going into the random encounter bit. Well, actually, there's no random encounters either. You can spot the enemy right there on screen and could totally avoid them, or KO them in one hit, and therefore never have to go into the battle screen. But if they're powerful enough, you will go into the battle screen. It's also got a pretty cool art style too. I actually know the artist from way back, so I am looking forward to this one most assuredly. Speaking of artists, next up we have Knights and Bikes, which already is kind of an odd combination of things, but bear with me. So it is a hand-drawn action-adventure game. I think it does have RPG elements in it, so this one might also be an action RPG, but I think it's more on the action side of things. But it uses a bizarre mix-up of elements, because you play as two little kids, and they have pretty big imaginations, so everything goes kind of back and forth between being real world and being in their fantasy world. It kind of reminds me of a number of things, but it does look like a lot of fun. I've talked with the creators on this one before. This one looks like it'll be really interesting. Speaking of interesting, we have Guacamelee 2 coming out this year. Now, I was a huge fan of Guacamelee Super Turbo Ultra Championship Edition. Wow, that name's a mouthful. Oh, good grief. It combines literally the only two real elements of Mexican culture I'm really particularly aware of. The Day of the Dead and masked wrestling. But it did in such a cool way, and this game had such a wonderful sense of humor. It's a fantastically controlling Metroidvania game at a time when we were desperate for those, and I look forward to seeing what Guacamelee 2 has to offer. And last but not least, we also have Ooblets, which I fully anticipate I will end up horribly addicted to in the future. So if around the time this game releases you don't hear a lot from me on Twitter, or don't see me upload quite as quickly on YouTube, you know what happened. I probably got addicted to Ooblets, which is a strange hybridization of, you got elements of Animal Crossing, you got elements of Pokemon, you have elements of Harvest Moon, because you can grow plants, you can grow Ooblets, the little monsters in this game. You can customize your house, you can customize your wardrobe, your hair, you can customize the wardrobe of your Ooblets. It is crazy, and you can battle your Ooblets to get more Ooblets. Oh, it's so strange, and so weird, and it looks so fun. I know I'm gonna like this one, I just know it in my gut. I can feel it. I can feel it in my spleen. Very precognitive, my spleen, you know? No, really, it's true. True story. You know, sometimes great ideas and inspiration come from the least likely of places. And rest assured, none come less likely than this one. So, on Twitter, Paris Hilton, yes, that Paris Hilton, tweeted about why isn't there a Nintendogs app for phones yet? And you know what? That's actually a really good point. Why isn't there? This is literally one of the easiest games to transition to an app. Seriously, it really is. I can even see exactly how, microtransactions and stuff would even fit into this game. Want new toys for your dog? New outfits for them to dress up in? It's only like, 25 cents an item or whatever. It'd be really easy to transition. Or maybe if you want to unlock cats as well, you can, pay for that add-on. Or maybe you can just start with a cats app. Because it already did Nintendogs and cats at some point before, right? You never know. It's just really strange that Nintendo themselves didn't think of this one before. It took Paris Hilton of all people to think of it. Go figure. Anywho, I have a lot of stuff in mind for this year. We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff. Just a little bit of, upkeep news here. I have a new video editing software to use. I haven't started using it just yet. You're probably not really going to see me use it until like around February, because I have a couple of videos that are half done in my current editor. So, gonna finish up those, then move on to the new stuff. So, yeah, video quality might actually increase in the not too distant future. Got a fair few reviews that are ready and raring to go, they just haven't been completed 100% yet. So, you'll have plenty to look forward to in the weeks to come. Anywho, that just about does it. I don't think we have any more bullet points to go through. No, that's about it. Oh, wait. One last thing I wanted to let you guys know. Okay, so, as you know, I have done reviews for indie games for quite some time. Towards the end of last year, I started doing Let's Play Abridged, or Abridged Let's Plays, where basically I just play a regular game, and instead of just doing a straight up Let's Play video of it, unedited with just me talking over it, I throw in some other stuff into it as well, and shorten it up, so you can get a decent idea what went on during my playthrough of the game, but you also get to see my trademark humor thrown in there, and my bizarre stylings. Well, that's going to be continuing on this year, but I'm also going to start doing reviews for DLC. Because it occurs to me, no one ever does that. And it'd be really useful if somebody did. Dear Lord. I might actually buy some DLC if somebody out there were actually to review it and say, hey, this is worth your money, or, oh, don't buy this, it's totally worthless, don't waste your time. I wish someone had done that before for me, so, to help you guys, I will start doing that. Not totally sure when the first of that will come out, but I'll keep you posted. Just follow me on Twitter or whatever. You will know when I get around to it. Anywho, that about does it for me this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed making it for you. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more of my video game related nonsense in the future or indie game reviews, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date anytime I make new content. Anywho, this is Master RBG, signing off.